Rude.
right?
How dare.
How dare. Welcome, everybody, to For the Hoard of the Drag Queen,
merit.
episode 14.
14.
Woo.
Crazy, right?
I
Hi.
can't believe it's been 14.
Right? We made it to a dozen, and then we just kept going. What even happened? Well, let's do a short recap of what happened last time, because you all managed to survive. Oh, I see a pupper treat has been redeemed. Do you want to deliver a pupper treat to your dog as well? Oh, excellent. I like how you redeemed it yourself.
I don't know where he felt betrayed because I had them up here earlier and he didn't get any.
Right?
Baxter!
I mean,
That's
do
our gun
small
treat for you.
children also count as like pepper treats?
You know, until a certain age, I feel like they do. Like probably 30 is the cutoff. Anything older and it's just awkward.
Sure, fair enough.
Good boy. Okay, he got his treat.
Yay! So last time you were heading to save Aster's parents. Essentially, you were concerned for Aster's parents' well-being as they were trying to work with the splintered faction, technically the original faction, but the smaller faction now that's left of the Cult of the Dragon, under the head, the direction of a powerful Draco Lich. They had been sent to essentially mend ties with the other faction and to convince that faction to send gold and goods and such to the ever-growing horde that is required to summon Tiamat back from the hells. Due to the successful infiltration of the tower and the subsequent talks with the my brain is not working today. The representative of the Draco Lich, you managed to convince them to let Vestra take the place of Aster's parents. And so Shadow got a job, went to join the real world, and therefore Vestra is staying here in the Tower of the Talon to continue talks with the older version of the Cult of the Dragon and Anabraxis, the Draco Lich. Part of that was a party that would be held in the tower here, and as we begin today's tale, we hear some happy music filling the atrium that is the center of the tower, as there are cult members who have managed to pull their instruments out, clean them off. There hasn't really been a good reason to play instruments in such a long time, and there's a band playing now, a little off key every so often, but for the most part not poorly. And filling the bottom level of the Tower of the Talon are multitudes of people, skeletons. There's some drakes wandering around. The skeletons have been magically altered to appear in different shades of draconic scale colors. We have some green skeletons and some red skeletons. There are blue skeletons wandering around delivering food to people, but for the most part, the participants are having a good time. And Aster, your parents are already looking healthier as they have spent less time in talks with the representative of the Draco Lich, and it just seems like the idea of getting to go back to the Well of Dragons, of leaving this place, has instilled new life in them. What are you all doing as this party is going on?
Oh, wow. I feel like personally, I would be throwing up thicket walls, but like allowing them to die just to kind of help with the vibe, to go with the bunting and stuff that Vestra has put up.
Gotcha.
Just extra, like places to put up these flags and things. So that's what I'll be doing.
Nice. And Chris, what are you up to?
I guess I'm just looking around, seeing what the general vibe is. Maybe
Okay.
trying to fit in.
Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay.
Nice. As we start with the game with a crit right away, huzzah, we find, or you notice that there are several people from this older faction of the cult that are actually having a really good time. It's probably the first time that such a lively event has happened here since the schism that separated the cult into two factions. And so you feel like there's a pretty good vibe going on. You do see Aster's parents wandering around, and you see Barlow, her pseudo brother. That is, he also is walking around, and that kind of pompous attitude has fully returned. He's wandering around, kind of trying to rub elbows with everyone before they leave. And otherwise, you just kind of mingle.
Okay.
What is Lemonzest doing?
I feel like Lemonzest is just kind of doing the same, mingling.
Sure.
Maybe he goes to help Aster.
Help Aster do what?
Aster was hanging things up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing thickets and Vestra's,
Yeah.
helping her with, There's things to do, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right. So as the three of you kind of mingle and take care of things around the party, Aster, you notice your mother and Barlow head up to you. And Barlow just has this huge smile on his face. And he reaches you first. He kind of like pushes past your mother in the crowd to get to you first, and he reaches down. He's a little taller than you, reaches down and just gives you a big hug.
I'm gonna hug him and smear some cow manure or horse manure on his back again. That just needs to happen every time.
Okay. As you do so, your mother arrives, and she just kind of like glances at his back, and she like looks at you and is like, "Now, Aster, you should be nicer to your brother." And she kind of waits for a moment to see what you say.
I'm just gonna smile and nod,
We've
and then just say, "Good to see you, Mom."
we've decided to make it official.
What?
We're adopting Barlow.
And that actually goes into the final.
I think I have a headache, like right here. All of a sudden. That guy's That's sort of exciting for Barlow.
I am so excited to officially be able to call you sister for sure.
How do you make that legal here?
Oh well, when we get back to the Well of the Dragon, there are clerics there that will sign the documentation and put their stamp on it and everything, and he
Isn't
will
he too old to
officially.
be adopted?
I'm sorry, what?
Isn't he too old to be adopted?
I mean, technically, we're not adopting him as like a child, but so I see how socially that might be a strange, awkward thing, but we're all a big family here anyway. We just wanted to make it official.
I mean, like, are you a clan? You can adopt him into a clan. I think that's how that works.
Well, he'll
If it's just a
take your
family,
father's
that's
last
really
name.
weird. Yeah. No,
So
that's kind of
Barlow,
weird.
I don't think I realized, where are your parents?
Oh, they're from Neverwinter.
How come I've never met them if we're a big family? Does that mean we're adopting them in too?
Unfortunately, they're followers of the Morning Lord Lathander. they're not really big Tiamat fans, and so we don't really see eye to eye necessarily.
Are we supposed to get parents' permission to do any kind of adoption paperwork?
You
We'll
know,
have
if
to look into that.
I've
You'll
heard
have
if
to
you're
look into
under 18, that is the case. But I am almost 30, and so it'll be just fine.
Wow. Wow, Mom. Wow.
Barlow dear, would you mind going and getting me another drink? Of course, Mother. And he wanders off. I know
He's a
it's
man. I'm not marrying him. That's the only way he would come into the family. But adoption, really?
well,
He has parents.
we definitely don't want you to have to marry for any kind of reason that you don't want to, and so we just thought that this was just the natural course that we should take to welcome Barlow into the family.
I think we should have a dinner with his family as well.
I like this idea. After, we have some stuff to do at the Well of Dragons, but after that, and the next time you were free, I think that'd be a wonderful idea.
I will be free for this.
And
Absolutely.
your friend Vestra makes the best pamphlets. If you want to bring some of those, and maybe we can get a little, conversion going on.
She does make the best pamphlets, but really we need to spend some time with his family and see how they feel about this. We wouldn't want to rock any boats or upset any family ties.
That's true. Maybe we should, before we sign any papers and make it official, maybe we should go ahead and meet with them before we adopt him legally in the eyes of Tiamat.
I feel like that's the proper etiquette for something like this. You wouldn't want to be seen in a bad light.
That's true. We've never adopted before, so we didn't really know the proper etiquette.
Yeah.
And real quick, Pupper Treat has been redeemed. Thank you, Raven. So before Barlow comes back, I wanted to talk to you because there was another little thing that we wanted to do here, and I don't want him to feel like we're, keeping him out of the loop. So this is kind of hush hush. But I also feel like you and your friends, you're making your way up the ranks. I'm so proud of you. She just kind of grabs your arm and does that little happy shake. I'm so proud of you. But Barlow is he's not the he's really great at playing messenger, but if there's any danger, I always feel like he's maybe not gonna survive. And so maybe I thought before you head back to to Frulum and whatever it is that she has you doing, I was hoping that maybe you and your friends could go down. There's actually a brown dragon that lives in the desert here, and he never really connected with the cult as it used to be because he wanted to be living, and so I was thinking maybe you could go down and see if he wants to maybe send some sorry, I forgot the word. Maybe some what?
Tithing?
Yes, some tithings to the Hoard of Tiamat. I know.
You're sure that Barlow's not up to this task?
Well, so there was an emissary that was sent not long ago. They didn't return, and she glances around the crowd just to make sure, one, no one's listening, but also that Barlow hasn't returned. Let's just say they were more capable than Barlow. And I just want to make sure that, I worry about your safety as well, but you have these friends that can go with you, and I think, I'll be honest, I think if you bring back treasure with you, tithings from a dragon who turned down the cult previously, I think I think that'll do wonders for your standing in the eyes of, the wearers in purple.
Mom, because you asked, I'll talk to everybody and see if they're willing to go.
Wonderful.
Because it's you and you asked, but you have to promise me that you're going to go back to the main camp, you and Dad. That you guys have to go back.
Yeah, we're actually teleporting out to the Well of Dragons in the morning after this wonderful soiree that you and your that you and your friends have thrown for everyone.
Perfect. Well, I'll see what everybody says. And then I'll kind of turn around because I'm assuming everybody's right there listening anyway, even with her looking around.
I mean, Lemonzest was like responding to some of the things, so I know at least Lemonzest is there. Mick, is Chris nearby to hear things, or are you kind of wandering around?
Chris would probably be wandering around.
Okay.
So,
what is your passive perception?
My passive perception is 13.
I feel like you would have noticed that Barlow and Aster's mother were talking with Lemonzest and Aster, and then Barlow kind of wandered off. Looks like he's gathering up drinks and is kind of like trying to like hold several drinks together as he wanders back. Aster, what do you say?
I'm gonna like hold my head and let out a big sigh and just say, like, she's adopting him? Like, seriously? Adoption? He's a man. Like, what? Ugh. Also, she asked if we could go visit that brown dragon in the desert, if you guys are down for that. But, like, adoption. Oh, my God. Like, what kind of man wants to be adopted by a whole other family? His parents are living, living.
Lemonzest, as you're listening to this, you notice that there is this vein that runs up the center of Aster's forehead that you've never really noticed before. You thought you kind of caught it when, like, you saw Barlow show up in the camp, but it is just like throbbing right now, and every so often she just like puts her hand to her head. What do y'all do?
I mean, do you want us to try and sabotage this somehow?
I think, well, yeah. I came up with a dinner with his family, and we're absolutely going to sabotage this. So that's going to be like on a sticky note for later. I guess we got to do this dragon thing first if you're down. Otherwise, we can just go back to camp and just kind of call it good. Plus, I'm curious what Willow's up to.
Wait, what were the options?
Oh, well, we're supposed to get like a tithing from a desert dragon.
Okay.
Yeah,
let's do that.
Which could be dangerous, but we're fine.
We'll survive.
Yeah.
Nah, I believe in us. Tiamat, blah blah blah, something. I definitely care. We'll be fine.
I love that.
This is why I'm only one level in Warlock.
Like, Aster's not totally into this, but her mom asked, and like it's a thing to do, and like, yeah, blah blah blah. Tiamat, sure, whatever.
So you all know, or you both notice as Barlow is like heading back towards you, and then looks around, and then spots Aster's mother, and comes over and kind of like tries to hand Lemonzest and Aster their drinks.
Big sighs, lots of big sighs from Aster, and like head shakes.
Sigh.
And like, yeah.
Hi.
No,
Thank you, Barlow. Thank you, Barlow.
Oh, you're most
Got
welcome.
my eye on you.
Excellent. I appreciate that, friend. And he like stands up and carries the other drinks off over towards Aster's mother. And
I don't have anything.
Adela, Aster notices her father is like working his way through the crowd after talking with, he was over by the band, kind of like talking with them, and it was a little weird because they were like trying to play their instruments, and he's like, every so often you can hear his voice kind of raised so they can hear him.
Mm-hmm.
Not really sure what that was about. And then he comes over and is talking with your mother.
She's just gonna shake her head and look at Chris and Lemonzest and be like, well, we should just get out of here. I don't really want to see this right now.
Yeah, you don't need to be here. Right,
Mhm.
Chris?
It's just
Yeah.
weird.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Are you heading out then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
Let's
So
blow
you've
this popsicle stand.
So you've been given rooms on the third floor, which have had fires lit to begin their warming up, because it is rather chilly here in the necromantic tower of death and dragons. And as you are like kind of wandering towards the edges of the atrium, you see Vestra just kind of like standing there, breathing heavy, hands on hips, looking around, nodding. You see Tesha come running up with like streamers kind of like dangling as it looks like she got maybe tangled in a pickle thicket and was like trying to decorate and everything. And they're talking a bit, and Vestra sees you and waves excitedly and then goes back to working on the party.
Aster's gonna just head on over there and give her a great big hug.
Oh, I am so glad that you're still here. And she just like almost bone cracking hugs
Yeah.
to your like legs, because dwarves. And Tesha is nearby and like looks over and waves. Vestra just looks around happily. This was such a good idea.
Yeah, you did a great job. An absolutely stupendous, wonderful job.
I could
And I'm
not
gonna-
have done so without you.
Oh, thank you. And I'm gonna give her some candy, like a bag of candy, some lemon flavored lozenges for
Nice.
her.
Oh,
You know, I'm gonna really miss you guys.
I'm gonna miss you too. They have us going to the desert. Is there anything you know about the dragon of the desert out there?
Hang on, she says as she gets out her dice. Let me ask Tesha. So Tesha comes over and they're kind of talking back and forth. Nice. Okay, so what we've heard is that there's a dragon that lives out there. His name is, she consults her notes, Tiranaxus, and he's a brown dragon. They're like super rare, right? Like you don't really see them around, but they let's see. Okay, so the brown dragons, they don't fly, right? They burrow through the earth. They're kind of like sand sharks. They're amazing, and they are pretty, you know, they're pretty standoffish, but this one has been known to be in the area for a while, and I'm pretty sure Tiranaxus was approached by the cult like many years ago to become a Draco Lich, right? And he was told that if he told the cult that if you ever return, I will eat you.
What do we know that he likes?
Oh, you know what? I don't know. Hang on. She consults her notes. So, we do know that like brown dragons are always like up for new experiences. They really like have some pretty open tastes in food. Like they like to experience new things with food. So I don't know. Maybe if you like brought him something. I mean, I'm not saying it hasn't been tried before, but maybe there's something that you could bring him food wise that he hasn't had before that would like maybe make him happier to not eat you.
Ooh, okay. Those are
If-
all
if-
very good, useful things.
If you let us level up, I can take the chef feat.
So I feel like we haven't really gone anywhere since last time we leveled up. That would be weird. We kind of like leveled up and then we went down a hallway and we had a conversation with like a skeleton guy. That was it.
It was a very scary skeleton. I'm just saying, maybe
It's true. It's
we
true.
should- I mean, granted, this is also my fault for multi-classing, but multi-classing with two classes that should not be multi-class together. But you know, it's for the story.
I'm sure it was fine. Maybe this will be the story reason that you go into chef when you level up.
Maybe. Also, because chef will allow me to heal a little bit, and we don't
Nice.
have a healer. No, that's not true. Aster can heal.
That's also true.
I can heal. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I don't need chef. Never mind.
So, I could kind of point out the general direction of where his. Well, okay, so I have heard that brown dragons tend to like move around, but we know where a lair of his was.
Okay.
It's probably the best place to start, unless you just want to, go wander around the desert.
And who's got
That
time
does
for
not
that?
sound fun. Yeah.
Right. Who does have
Yeah.
time for that? So, are you guys leaving the party?
Mm. Yes.
Yeah.
Your faces say yes, and okay, now your voices say yes too. Okay. Well, how about this? After I'm done here, I'll draw up a little map of the area from memory, what I've like read before, and I'll drop it off by your rooms before you leave in the morning.
All right. I mean, fair. It's nice to have a map.
And I actually found out that Tyrion, that guy over there at the hors d'oeuvres table, he's actually an amazing cook. Apparently he's like a very powerful necromancer, but he enjoys the culinary arts as well as the necromantic arts. He's making breakfast in the morning. Apparently it's a first for years.
That's kind of awesome. Also, I wonder if he would come with us.
Well,
What do you guys think?
Apparently he has like some like duties here, but he's taken like the morning off to make breakfast for everyone, so there's going to be like a continental buffet down here before you leave, just so you know.
Do you think he can teach us how to cook
Maybe
real quick?
real quick, probably not, but like if you ever wanted to like come back and hang out and visit, one, I'll be here, right? And two, you could probably spend time with Tyrion and learn how to cook too.
I bet we could learn a good thing or two from him if we helped out with breakfast, if we just got up extra early.
I bet you could.
All right.
All right, well, you all sleep well. I know it's starting to get late. And I'll make sure to get that map ready for you before you head out tomorrow.
Thank you, Vester. You're the best.
No, you are. All right, so what do the three of you do?
Oh boy, do we stay the night and get our breakfast? Or do we just hightail it out and leave a nice note?
Let's leave a nice note. Maybe steal
Yeah.
something on our way out.
Irish goodbye. Yes.
All right, so your stuff is up in your rooms if you want to go get it. What's your plan then? Gonna go wander the desert?
Fine, we'll wait for the map.
I mean, you don't have to. You could absolutely go wander the desert.
Okay, let's wait for the
We'll wait.
map.
Okay.
What is the worst that could happen if you just wandered off into the desert? I mean, really?
My survival stat is a -1, it would be
Yeah.
bad.
We go from For the Hoard of the Dragon Queen to a completely different campaign.
Where we wander the desert for 40 days and 40 nights.
Right. All right, so everyone is planning on staying the night then. I
yeah.
Yeah.
take it.
We need a map. We need a
And
map.
take some food with us too.
Mhm.
All
Do
right,
you
so
think
you
we'll need
all.
a bag of holding?
What's that?
Do you think we'll need a bag of holding?
Who doesn't need a bag of holding?
I mean,
I
just to
mean,
carry stuff.
maybe to bring tasty treats.
Because, like, right now, my infusions are placed for a +1 to my armor class and then a returning weapon. So, I mean, I can lower my armor class by 1 if it means we get a bag of holding, if that would be useful for us.
You'd rather lower your armor class than not have your weapon come back to you?
Well, it's because my attacks, if I'm using a magical weapon, which my returning weapon is now considered magical,
Yeah.
I get to use my intelligence modifier. And so currently I'm sitting at a nice +6 for attack.
That is pretty legit.
Yeah. Like, not even my... Like, Eldritch Blast is only a +4. So,
Yeah. All
Well,
right.
we need a map. Unless somebody else knows where he is. I guess we could ask around. Barlow might know because he just, or send him on a mission to find out where the dragon is.
I mean, I definitely... Vestra gets the idea that Barlow doesn't... Sorry, Aster. Aster has never had the feeling that Barlow knows anything. So,
Scratch that. But I bet somebody would be able to kind of mystically find Barlow. I feel like I could if I knew the dragon personally from before. Maybe had like a trinket of some sort, but
I mean, no one that you know personally knows the dragon. Many years ago, Vestra didn't really say when, but a long time ago he was approached to become a Draco Lich and essentially told the cult to get stuffed. And so you know he doesn't want to be undead. But other than that, there wasn't really much information that would allow you to like scry on this dragon.
well, and like who wouldn't love food? The undead kind of like don't get to experience that too well, like their taste buds. I mean,
If they
yeah.
have them, right? Yeah.
yeah.
Skeletons tend
Yeah.
to like put the food in their mouth and it just like drops through the jaw hole.
It's unsightly.
True.
But, that's why you would want to stay living so you can enjoy food and the pleasures of that.
Yeah. Good reasoning.
All right.
It's part of
Well,
why I want to stay alive.
so I guess we're hanging out at a party until we find a map or until we get a map. That's okay.
So it's like it's late and it seems like the party will be wrapping up in the near future, and then Vestra was going to work on the map for you. If you wanted to go to your rooms to call it a night, you could do that. You can also hang out. You can wander around. What do you want to do?
all of that information. So
I think I'm going to call it.
Okay.
And part of me calling it is that I'm able to dream some fun dreams. I got to look it up. Let's see here.
yes, I know.
While you're looking it up, what is Chris up to?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I don't know. Are there any, I guess, party goers that look like they would be easy to pickpocket?
It does seem like so. I mean, a good number of what you see walking around are the skeletons, but there are some robed figures that are cult members, but they're wearing like the old version of the robes and symbol. Many of them seem to be getting fairly inebriated, so yeah, likely it'd be pretty easy to pick pockets. And you're not really, like, it's hard to kind of distinguish what people, like, what people's ranks and abilities are based on their robes.
I guess I'll just try pickpocketing any of the ones that are near me.
Okay. Go
And
ahead
can I
and do...
assist with Lemon Blossom distracting?
Can you assist?
People.
Absolutely. Why don't we do... How would Lemon Blossom distract?
Just get people's attention by being a cute little robotic gargoyle dog.
Okay. Okay, why don't we do a performance check?
Oh
As
boy,
your...
let's see. Let's see what this does. Steel Defender. Here we go. Stats, performance. That's charisma. Charisma is a -2.
It could be your charisma too, because you're kind of like trying to like get them to pay attention to your robot dog, and
I don't know. In my head, Lemon Blossom's just doing this on its own. Like it's just
Gotcha.
following Chris and like knows what's going on.
okay.
I don't know, Chris. Tell me if you like that connection.
Yeah, it sounds pretty nice.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Yeah. Just headcanon, like Chris and Lemon Blossom have kind of bonded. And, yeah.
Nice. So have Lemon Blossom do a charisma check then.
This is going to be terrible. I don't know why I rolled my physical dice.
Your physical dice are fine. I roll physical dice because I roll dice.
That's a 3.
A 3. Okay.
So that did not help.
It did not help. The inebriation is a little much. So
Betrayed by my
I am going to
prize.
give a bonus to Chris. You're going to get +2 bonus for the inebriation, but not quite advantage for the inebriation. And, you know, Lemon Blossom's just kind of like wandering around and people are like, nah. So go ahead and roll a sleight of
What
hand.
were they like?
Nah. Soundbite.
It sounds like high society drunkenness. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So is that a 19?
Yeah.
Nice.
19.
Nice.
So you wander past a few people, and as they're kind of glancing at the shiny gargoyle dog, you just quickly and gently remove some items from their possession. We will figure out what those things are here in a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, you successfully pickpocket some of the party goers. Excuse me.
So that's why.
While this is going on, what is Lemonzest doing?
So it'll be China, Taiwan, back to Beijing. So
At this party,
Do you call it for the
Drinking.
night? Do you stay there? What's that?
drinking.
Drinking. Okay.
You'll have a few drinks, then call it for the night.
Okay. Is a few drinks like something more than what Lemonzest typically has?
Probably, yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and do a con save.
Okay. Different dice. I'm using my Phantom Thieves of Hearts dice. Con save +3. Oh my god, I rolled the same number as last time, so that's an 8.
An 8. All right. So, the alcohol on the road tends to be a little thinner as they're kind of like watering it down to make it last longer. Whereas here, it seems like whatever it is that they have brought out of the cellar is pretty high proof, and you're just having a heck of a time managing it as you're just kind of down in some drinks and the room begins to kind of wobble a little bit, and all these people that are like super tall are kind of like looming over you, and the skeletons and their, you know, their teeth, how they just stick out like that. They're just so like in your face. They're like leering over you. You feel pretty inebriated and a little disjointed.
Awesome.
What do you do about that? Are you gonna hang out here, or are you gonna?
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna call it for the night.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Aster, as you were actually, what is Aster doing?
Aster's going to attune to that brooch in her room.
Okay, cool. So
The brooch of shielding.
now I have to ask whether or not you all got separate rooms or one larger room.
I mean, I feel like one larger room would probably make Aster feel better, but you know, that's up to you guys.
All
Or
right.
maybe Aster and Vestra were sharing a room, or I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, because they haven't got their new accommodations yet, so Vestra and Tesha could definitely be bunking with you, and Lemon Blossom, Lemonzest, and Chris could be in another room. So you get up there, and the room is about the size of Barlow's room. And the fireplace, as you walk in, definitely has pushed the cold out. And you head in, and because Vestra and Tesha are down at the party, you have the room to yourself. And so you sit down with the brooch and just kind of, focus on it. Let its magic become one with your essence. And you attune to it.
I'm also just trying to forget the whole Barlow situation. So that's just like, it's helping me just focus on what's in front of me and what's present, so I don't like go off in my head and
Totally
think about
fair.
Barlow, because like, oh, ouch, it gives me a headache.
Like a couple of times during the process, that vein pulses a little bit. You can feel it right behind your eye, and then you're like, nope, just gonna focus on this. And yeah, the evening goes pretty uneventfully for you. And then after that, are you calling it for the night?
Yeah, I'm gonna call it for the night, I think.
Okay. In the early hours of morning, not long before dawn, you do hear Tesha and Vestra come in. They just like come in. You can like hear them draw sheets back. They're whispering quietly, and then they just like zonk out. They are exhausted. But you did hear some like kind of. It was loud enough to wake you up as they entered in, and you did hear somebody moving around over by where like your stuff was. And so when you wake up, you see them, and they're just like zonked. They're Tesha's like laying kind of across Vestra, as Vestra's like just spread out, and they're just like in this weird cuddle puddle where like it was obvious that they were close when they fell asleep, but then like Tesha just kind of climbed onto Vestra and is like splayed out. And you notice laying like on the desk near where your stuff is, there's a rolled parchment.
All right, I'll go ahead and grab the parchments, because it like I'm thinking it's something in particular, so I think I know what it is. And I'm gonna grab my stuff, and I'm gonna leave like a little flower where I know that they'll find it, and head out and find everybody else.
Okay.
Knock on doors and wake everybody up.
As you step out, again, the atrium that's in the center of the tower is several stories high, and so being on the third floor, the air from the atrium kind of like comes into a lot of the passageways, and you smell bacon and some kind of sweets that have been baked, and some other like there's like all of these wonderful delicious smells just kind of like wafting through the corridor. Meanwhile,
Oh man.
oh no, go ahead.
Well, I definitely want to run by Chris's room and Lemonzest's room and see if they're in it, but I kind of have a feeling that maybe they were already helping out, but I don't know. And maybe we'll grab some food to go.
Okay.
Or I will.
So as you head down the stairs to the main floor, let's go back to earlier in the night as Chris is lifting, hopefully, expensive goods. We'll find out from party goers, and Lemonzest is kind of tittering along, being rather drunk.
Yes.
Is there anything else that Chris wanted to do at the party?
No.
Like, especially because Lemon Blossom is along with you, every so often you do see Lemon Blossom's head turn towards Lemonzest, and you get the feeling as time goes on, like Lemonzest has gotten pretty messed up, to the point that sooner or later you see him, he's just like under one of the tables, leaned up one against the legs, his feet are sticking out, and people are kind of like stepping over him to get to drinks and stuff. He's kind of passed out.
Yeah, I'll help Lemonzest back to the room.
Okay, so
Bless. Thank you.
so between Lemon Blossom and yourself, you get Lemonzest up to the room. It's down the corridor from I almost said Adela, from Astor's quarters. It looks like I would say that Chris definitely noticed Astor leave the party, and you would retire before the party was over, so you wouldn't have seen anything else. Throughout the night, it's pretty... The room is quite warm from the fire, and you go through the goods that you have purloined from the other party goers. Let's have you roll 2d10.
Okay.
All right, so you're going to find 90 gold worth of, this is like gold and some like jewelry that you lifted, etc. So it's like 90 gold worth of things that you lifted. Go ahead and roll any die. If you get an odd, you also found a magic item. 74. Didn't manage to like find anything that was magical, just stuff worth money.
Okay.
I think in there was also probably a good number of like bone trinkets that were probably worth some of this money, and some was just like not necessarily worth anything, but necromancers. Thanks for the pupper treat, Stacy. Oh. Baby do. Where'd you go? I will deliver. Oh, there she is. Do you want that? Such a good girl. Delivered. That's right, paying tribute to the princess, who apparently was like, I'm gonna go in the other room. All right, so Chris, when you wake up, Lemonzest is like in this weird tangle of sheets. You managed to sleep through their random bouts of like moving around and kind of having that like that drunk sleep where it's not really all that restful, and there's just this like kind of stale, stagnant smell of like, you're pretty sure it's wine, but it just every so often Lemonzest will let out like a stinky burp. And you're not totally sure what time it is, but the sun coming in is definitely mid-morning-ish. What do you do?
I guess what are the options?
So you know that there was there is food available downstairs if what Vester told you was the case. You don't see any sign of a map that has been delivered to your room. You're not really sure what Aster and the others. Well, Aster, sorry, the others aren't going with you. You're not really sure what Aster is doing, and you just see Lemonzest kind of balled up on the bed, and Lemon Blossom is just sitting there waiting patiently as automatons do.
I'll see if Lemonzest wants to go for food, or if he wants to just rest.
Okay.
No, I need hangover. I need hangover food. Yeah, let's
Yeah, let's
get
go
some
get
food.
food.
As you wake up, Lemonzest, there is this. Your tongue is like swollen to like just fill your mouth, and it tastes kind of like it's almost like grape juice if someone like poured dust into the grape juice. It's like this weird flavor. All right, so the two of you get up. Lemon Blossom stands and follows you. As you head down the stairs, you see there are tables that had been up last night that have the alcohol on them has been replaced with several trays of like rolls and eggs and meats, different cheeses, some various juices are in glasses, and there are tables actually set up around the area that are like for dining. They're kind of round tables, and you see some of the people that you had seen last night that are kind of nursing hangovers as well. You see Aster. You don't.
I'm chipper. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm well rested.
Prior to this, Aster, you actually met up with your parents and Barlow, and they headed out not long. They were actually eating when you got downstairs, and you said your goodbyes, and they said they were heading, down to the teleportation circle to head to the Well of Dragons. And so you said your goodbyes and everything, and Barlow was like, he was a little off this morning. Like he, every so often he was like, not standoffish, but you got the feeling that convincing your parents to hold off on the adoption until you had met his parents has maybe soured his mood a bit.
I don't feel bad about that at all. So I'm just going to completely ignore his mood and tell my mother to find Willow and let Willow know what I was doing and what we were all up to, just so she understands, because she may not be with us, but she's with us in spirit, and feel like she should be a part of that. And set that dinner up, and we'll be back in time for that.
Oh, sounds wonderful. Yes, when you return to the camp, just let me know, and we'll see how things are progressing at the time.
Oh, and to water my plants. The whole garden probably needs some water. Can you take care of that for me, please?
Absolutely.
It's really important. Okay.
Yes, if it isn't currently dead, I will absolutely take care of that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So yeah, they when Barlow hugs you, like everyone hugs you by, and Barlow hugs you by, but it's very like stiff. He just kind of like pats you on the back, and he's like, "I will see you at dinner then."
Cool.
All right, so when the rest of you get downstairs, Aster seems to be in pretty good spirits, having sabotaged this. And Aster, that scroll was indeed a map of the region.
I envision that it's like color coded, and to
Right?
really neatly put together because it's Vestra.
Yeah.
And like she's got highlighters and she's got like little tips on the side about like weird little areas that we should stay away from or go to.
Absolutely. All right, so the rest of you join Aster, have some breakfast, get fortified for your journey. Are you heading out? Doing anything before you leave?
Not that I can think of.
I'm putting food in my bag of holding.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Just walk over,
Yeah.
push it all in there.
Oh, by
400
the way,
pounds.
I've got a bag of holding now.
Excellent.
I got rid of my armor.
Perfect. All right, so as you leave the Tower of the Talon, you step out into the daylight. It's very bright. The sunlight in your room kind of was a hint to how bright it would be, but the interior of the Tower of the Talon itself is quite dim. You step out to this glaring bright desert sun, the slight purplish light bouncing off of the strange purple dust that covers this area. Standing up on the rise, you look off in the direction you need to head, and you just see vast desert in that direction. But for the most part, it does seem like it will be a clear day. You don't see any clouds in the sky. Just heading off. All right, so I'm gonna
Why not?
I'm gonna need somebody to do a survival check. Based on the map that you get, you can have advantage.
You can do a survival check.
Okay.
Okay, that's not bad.
Nice. So looking at the map, you get the idea it is not to scale, but it is pretty well laid out as far as which direction to go and things you should avoid. You do get the feeling that it will probably be a multiple day journey back in, like, to get there and back. Probably tomorrow midday-ish you should arrive at this where the lair of this dragon is marked. And then, so probably a 3 or maybe 4 day journey, depending on how long you spend there. And you head out into the desert.
There's
Sorry.
still wildlife in the desert.
Yeah,
There's little animals that come out at night. There's cactuses. There's little flowering plants.
it's true.
It'll be awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely, and this is kind of an interesting desert too. Having been here before, Aster, and I feel like probably Chris as well. I'm not sure if sorry, Lemonzest. I almost said Lemon Blossom. I don't know if Lemon Blossom has been to the Tower of the Talon before. I feel like the schism probably happened and you haven't been here, but at least visiting the purple desert is quite interesting to see. It's not necessarily a new thing for Chris and Aster, but it is a something different compared to what you've been traveling through. And the sun, beats down on you, but you're all in pretty good spirits. Chris manages to lead you around some things in the distance. You can see what looks like some what's the word that I want to use here? I guess canyons. You can see some canyons that you've kind of skirted around that would have like delayed your crossing of the desert if you had just like gone straight out from the tower itself. Why don't we have someone, I don't really care who, roll a d20 for me?
I'll do it.
Okay.
It's a 13.
A 13. As the day progresses, some clouds do roll over, but they're very thin clouds. They're not storm clouds, but they actually do help cool things a little. And the day passes fairly uneventfully. Is there anything that you'd want to do during your travels?
Astra would like to hunt out any kind of plants or roots that she hasn't had access to before.
Okay. Go ahead and either do a nature or survival check for me.
Think.
Woohoo! Second crit of the game.
Whew.
Boop, boop, boop. Nice. All right. As you're looking around, there are definitely cacti that you haven't really had the chance to see before. Like, you've heard that there were cactuses in the desert here that are pretty unique to the world, and you find some of those. You're able to do you want to like harvest them and stuff?
Yep, I'm gonna harvest them, thinking that I want to propagate them later.
Okay.
Or pick seeds as well, like just little, because you only need little, for succulents, you just need like a little nubbin.
Yeah.
And for seeds, you just need to kind of pop it off and dry them out.
I feel like it's kind of half and half. Like, some are like flowering, and you can very easily like pick those and get seeds from them, or you can, you know, get little pieces of the cactus. There are also other like little scrub brushes, or you know, little wiry plants essentially that are very thick barked, but do well in the desert. Yes, the warlock patron is talking in the background. Chris, is there anything on the walk that you want to do?
Not that I'm thinking of, unless there's like, I don't know, some sort of indicator on the map that there's, you know, treasure along the way.
Gotcha. Yeah, nothing that shows that there's like any known places that you should check out to make sure that there's treasure there. Every so often you do see like ruins of buildings, but like kind of going through them, they're long abandoned and have been reclaimed by the desert, either mostly buried or are just like kind of blown down. But you do kind of look through and you're able to, you know, figure that it's either been picked clean or it's been buried by the desert. Lemonzest, is there anything that you want to do?
Nope.
Okay. So as the three of you walk through the day, you notice the sun is nearing the horizon, and it becomes much chillier as the sun disappears. The purple dust is just like sticking to everything that you have been wearing into your skin or your scales. As you set up camp. Ooh. I guess I should ask, is anyone taking a watch?
I mean, we have access to watches.
Right?
Probably Lemon Blossom is watching.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lemon Blossom doesn't need to sleep.
Partway through the night, a guy walks by in a trench coat, opens up his trench coat and says, "Would you like a Rolex?" But Lemon Blossom doesn't care. So,
No.
Is anyone else watching besides Lemon Blossom?
I'll watch.
Okay. What watch are you taking?
I'll take first watch
Okay.
on that.
As you are feasting on leftovers from this morning's breakfast and or the party, you're kind of messing with the plants that you have collected along the way. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me. Excellent. As you're like hanging out, every so often at the corner of your vision, you feel like you see something. It's not very large, but when you look, it's not there, and you just feel like you're being watched.
I'm going to Thume out. Hey, you there. I know you're there. Come on out. Let's see you.
And this would wake up Lemonzest and Chris. So the two of you hear Aster's voice call out loudly.
What's going on?
Oh, somebody's stalking us and they won't come out, and we might as well just have them come out and say their piece. It's annoying. It's annoying me to have them coming around and being sneaky when they're not sneaky at all.
Hey, come out.
Lemonzest, as she's explaining this, you do feel like something's watching. But you don't see anything as you look off. The light of the moon is reflecting on the purple dust in the desert. It's just kind of creating this very gentle blue light that kind of fills your vision, and you see scrub brush, you see some cactuses off in the distance, but you don't see any hiding places for anyone, and you don't see anybody off over there.
Let me see if I have a spell. So is there about an area? Okay, so re-describe this blue light for me.
It's just the moonlight that's like reflecting off the purple sand.
Okay, but we've got like pretty decent visual.
Yeah, you're essentially in like a low light situation.
Okay.
So if you have dark vision, you can see normally for 60 feet. And if you don't have dark vision, you can see pretty normally for about 30 feet. And everything beyond that is kind of muddled, but not terribly.
Okay, I'm going to pick up a stone, cast light on it, and toss it to give us an additional, 30 feet.
Okay. So you check this light stone off into the sand. What's Chris up to?
I guess, let's see. I want to look around to see if I can figure anything out.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check, Chris. Nice. You're looking around. You see, these cactuses growing. Most of them are like the small kind of upside down teardrop ones. Some are the taller ones. There aren't any of like the... I don't know cactus names, but this one?
Mm-hmm.
There's some
The
of
classic
those, but they're
cactus.
off in the distance. There's like a cluster of them.
The Togemon.
What are they?
Never mind. It's just Digimon reference.
Oh, nice. You don't see anyone, and you don't really feel like there's anyone out there.
Okay. Guess I'm not really gonna do much of anything then.
Okay. So the three of you are awake for a bit. You're watching. Nothing happens.
Well, Aster's going to mutter to herself, before she dozes off and be like, hey, we're nice people, so you're welcome to come and just join us. You don't have to be so skittish. And then, she'll end her watch.
Okay. So Lemonzest, you have a really hard time getting back to sleep. As everyone else kind of dozes back off and Aster's watching, that feeling that someone's watching you just continues to dig at your mind, and you're looking around. You like turn over. That's not comfortable. You turn over again. And after a while, you just can't get back to sleep.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Is there anything you want to do?
If I can't, I guess I'm going to go for a perception check.
Okay.
Oh my! It's a 5.
A 5, yeah. You look up and you don't see anything in the distance. Did you all light a fire?
Let's say we did.
Okay.
Because we wanted to heat our food back up
Yeah.
or something.
The fire's crackling, starting to like burn low. Aster's messing around with some cactus bits. But you don't see anything.
Let's move.
Aster, you hear Lemonzest recommend that you move.
Sure, why not? I mean, yeah, that's fine. As long as I get to rest eventually. Okay, Lemonzest?
Okay.
Chris, get up. We're gonna take a walk. So
Okay.
it's just nighttime and we're like, hey, let's move.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, everything is pretty flat out here. Chris has managed to... Most of the hazards that you've walked by are like sinkholes and like canyons. There's not a lot of hills. Every so often you'll see a dune. But it's been pretty... And where you are, it's pretty easy to see quite a ways. It's hard to make out like a lot of detail because it is night, but the moon is nearing full, it's waxing full, and so it's there's pretty decent light shining down as and the desert is a big reflective place, and so you can see quite a ways. So the 3-4 of you get up and head off.
Yeah.
And where are you heading to?
Yeah, why not? I mean, we've got the map. And we can see obstacles, so sure.
Where are you heading to?
I guess towards our original destination, towards the last known lair of the ground dragon.
Mm-hmm. Is there like a place that you're looking to camp down, or are you just going to travel through the night? What's your thinking?
Yeah, let's
I mean, I
find
feel
another
like-
place to camp.
Yeah.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, I was going to say just about the same thing. Like if we not go too far, because I'll still need a little bit of rest. I'm sure we all need a little bit of rest, but maybe something that has some kind of like, there's no cover, but maybe some kind of like little mini canyon wall that we can kind of butt up against.
Gotcha.
So,
Yeah, so Chris, go ahead and make a survival check for me.
Okie dokie.
Nice. So kind of heading in the direction of where the map is telling you, but looking for a place to camp again. You get to that cluster of the large cactuses, and you notice that there is like a bit of a natural elevation to it, where you can kind of, one side you're still exposed, but the other side you wouldn't be able to be seen from very far. So at least it could give you some cover from being seen in every direction that you're in. Is that good enough, or do you want to look for something more covering?
I mean, I feel like Aster would feel okay with it, but also, you know, if everybody else feels good with it, then good.
Okay. Is
Just
everyone...
give Baxter his treat.
Yay! Oh, I missed that one.
Well, yeah, what do you guys think? Should we just stay here?
Treat delivered.
There's a spot that could work. What do you guys think about that?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Is anyone watching besides Lemon Blossom, or are you all trying to sleep?
I think
I'll take
Aster's
first
going to
watch.
try and sleep a little bit.
What was that, Mika?
I'll take first watch with Lemon Blossom.
Okay. And Chris, you get to sleep while they're watching?
Yep.
All right. So, Aster and Chris, you takes a little bit. Your nerves are a little fried from, having to get up and move and worried about somebody watching you. But as you settle down, get comfortable, it's pretty easy to fall asleep. And Lemonzest, you're just hanging out, and that feeling hasn't quite gone away. You feel like maybe it's just anxiety at this point, until you hear a voice coming from the top of the little ridge that you are camped next to. You hear it say, "We should probably talk."
Is it the badger?
It is not the badger.
Okay.
That would be funny, though.
Talk about what? Who are you?
As you
What's
look
going
up,
on?
did you all light a fire or did you not light a fire this time?
I don't feel like we would have.
Okay. Looking up, you see silhouetted by the moonlight a short figure, obviously reptilian. Looks like they're wearing some kind of like robes with large like shoulder pieces and maybe a crown of sorts. It's kind of hard to tell.
Okay. I'm going to cast light on a stone and toss it up there so I can get a full view of them.
I have a question. I don't know how to ask it.
Okay.
Where does your power to cast light come from?
I'm pretty sure it comes from my artificer.
Okay. So what does this...
Yeah, from my artificer.
All right. So what does this light look like?
I just like a nightlight almost. I just touch an object that's no larger than 10 feet in any dimension, and then the object just sheds a bright light in 20-foot radius, dim light for initial 20 feet. It can be colored however I want it to. Oh, nice. Yeah, so it's just a light.
Okay. So just like a white light that you're casting on this coin and then throwing it up there?
Yeah, gold
Okay.
piece, tossing it up there.
As the coin lands, you see a kobold that is standing up there, resplendent in these purple robes, their scales multi-hued, very glittery. The crown kind of arcs back. It's this gold metal work that arcs back, and get the strange feeling you know this kobold, but you can't really place it. And she begins to walk down around.
Whoa.
So, Mika, I'm going to have you roll any die and let me know what you get.
13.
13. So she walks down around the edge and comes down to your level and kind of looks down at your traveling companions and Lemon Blossom, who hasn't reacted to her. And she says, let's not wake them. And she snaps her fingers and they're gone.
What is going on?
I just figured it was time that we met and had a face-to-face.
Okay, cool. Go on.
Your lack of interest is a little irksome.
A little alarming. I mean, you're just being so like cryptic. I don't have time for that. Like, if you're gonna tell me something, please just tell me. Because I could either like keep just like fucking around, or I could go to sleep. Sleep is nice.
You could.
I could make a new infusion. I mean, so far I don't feel like this bag of holding is doing. I could just turn that back, make my armor super spiffy. You know, I just.
Why did you sign my contract if you don't want my powers?
Oh God. Are you Tiamat?
Something like that.
Oh. Well, it was to... I feel like no matter what I say, this is going to be bad.
Is it?
Maybe I did it for my parents.
That's respectable, I guess.
Yeah.
I have very little room for those who don't actually want to help my cause.
I mean, I am helping.
Are you?
I've made things. Shit, fuck.
Oh, yes, with your little metal whatevers.
I mean, if you want me to, I love Lemon Blossom, but like, you could kill me instantly. I can be full warlock if you want me to be. That's fine.
It's really about what you want, isn't it? If you don't want this, you don't need to be here.
But also, like, what else am I gonna do? I was raised in the cult. I don't know what's going on elsewhere.
You tell me, what are your other options? What do you think? I want you to do.
I think you want me to be all in or all out.
I mean, having devotees does not hurt my cause.
What do you want from me? I'm gonna say above table. Like, I'm totally cool going for full warlock.
This is about you. This is your warlock patron showing up and being like, why are you building little things when I can give you so much more? Because, you know, that's what warlock patrons think. But what does Lemonzest want?
His inheritance. So I think this means I think this means going full warlock. So sorry, Lemon Blossom.
She says,
I don't want you to...
oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't want you to be mad at me and kill me.
Oh, I'm not mad at you. More curious. And those who are working to bring me back fully into this plane, I want to make sure that they're doing their jobs efficiently. And she kind of gestures to where the others were. Your little band seems kind of on the edge of that.
I'll give. I'll drop the tinkering. Keep them safe. I'll do what you want. It's fine.
I hear that I have you to thank for those chugging, noisy machines that drag large portions of the Hoard towards the Well of Dragons.
Yes.
I don't know if I want you to give up your tinkering. That seems like maybe it would be a bad choice. But it's your beliefs that I'm concerned about. All of you. And she gestures and the others are there. You see them and she kind of like looks down at Aster. And then back at you. I hear you are all moving up in the cult, but why?
This makes me think of like the Bobs. You know, Bob, it's a lack of motivation.
Oh, the Bobs.
I mean, I've just been. It's what I've been raised to do.
Yeah, all three of you have come into this through your families, and while there are those who have found their faith in me through such upbringing, I feel like this group of you just going through the motions until you find something better, and just want to reiterate to you that there probably isn't anything better for you.
Okay, I know. So above table,
Mhm.
if you're cool with this, I think I might just switch where my levels are and go 3 levels into Warlock and bump back down to 1 level into Artificer. So I've still got the Tinkering, I can still do that, but then show Tiamat like, no, we're in. I'll make a promise to get everyone more excited about this.
So you don't get the feeling that she necessarily wants you to replace your knowledge with anything else, although there is definitely like a feeling that you get that she's like, maybe you should embrace it a bit more as you continue. But you're pretty spot on with the encouraging everyone to, hail Tiamat a bit more with their hearts.
I feel like, again, above table, I feel like just the best way to, because I like the story idea of like being forced to like take more in Warlock to show the loyalty.
Yeah.
But that's just
but
like
do
my
you
thought
feel it
process.
in your heart?
I kind of do. Like
It's
I'll
the
be sad
camaraderie.
for Lemon Blossom. Yeah, like I feel like in character, like doing this to like help ensure safety, and then like prove to Tiamat like, no, I can, I'm in. Don't hurt us. I'll convince everyone to be more enthusiastic. Like, I feel like that makes sense to me,
Okay.
and I'm for it. Like, again, I like Lemon Blossom, but also I've had Lemon Blossom for like 2 sessions. You know, like I'll survive.
Okay, so what do you think? What do you say to her?
I'll say, I will, bless me, Tiamat. I can keep doing the tinkering, but I can toss more of myself to worshiping you.
Her eyes kind of reduce down to slits, but you can see like the corners of her reptilian mouth kind of pull back and smile. She walks towards you and places her hand on your forehead. And there is a searing pain. It's hard to locate in your body where it's taking place. It feels like maybe it's your head, but it's so much deeper than that. And these flashes of memories, for a moment you think you're dying as your life is replaying in front of you, until you realize that instead these moments of you drawing up the plans for Lemon Blossom and learning how to create your homunculus and these different things, learning how to imbue items with this like arcane yet mechanical power, are disappearing from your mind, and flooding into those spaces are these new bits of information. Not so that they took place when you had those ideas, when you learned how to make Lemon Blossom and such, but instead it's information that's just replacing that space in your brain of how to do these other things in Tiamat's name. And as you open your eyes and gasp, you can see a little bit of smoke kind of like curling off your forehead, and you gasp. And I feel like Chris at least would hear this. What is Aster's passive perception?
Let's see. I should have this memorized.
I should have it memorized, so I should write it down so I don't have to ask you.
You shouldn't have this memorized. Oh no, what is the passive in here?
So it should be 10 plus whatever your
Yeah.
perception is.
11.
Okay, so you managed to sleep through this. But
Fabulous.
Chris wakes up, and Chris, the first thing you notice is Lemonzest kind of like hunched over, grabbing his forehead, and Lemon Blossom is gone.
Okay. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna see what's up with Lemonzest. Do I need to make like a check or anything, or?
I mean, you're looking at Lemonzest, and you can see this faintly glowing symbol on his forehead as it cools and just begins to look more like scar tissue. But you don't see any sign of Lemon Blossom. You don't see tracks that go out except for the ones you all made coming in. And Aster is just kind of sacked out.
Okay. Maybe I should try to wake up Aster.
Yeah, if you try, Aster wakes up easily.
Okay.
Lemonzest, what do you do?
All hail Tiamat. Y'all, we gotta be more serious about this job. Just saying. We can talk about this in the morning. Make a plan of action on how to better give tithe to Tiamat. Other ways, I'm gonna adopt a new accent. We're gonna have 5 different voices.
At the same time.
Now, this is all new and kind of shady. Can like Aster do kind of a perception to see if she
Sure.
sort of got what happened?
So do a perception check first. Oh, nice. Amazing. As you look around, Lemon Blossom is gone. You don't really see anything else. By the time you're woken up, the smoke had probably vanished from Lemonzest's head. Yeah, you're not really sure what's going on.
Fabulous. Well, I know that this doesn't exactly track. So whatever dream that you just had, you should share what that dream is to us, because you sound different. You sound a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, definitely was not visited by something similar to Tiamat telling me that we need to be more serious.
You what?
Shit or get off the pot.
Oh my gosh. All right. All right. This is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't want us to die. I don't know a life outside of this. I don't know about y'all. So yeah, I'm just a little more religious now, I guess. Not religious. I'm more indebted to Tiamat at this point. Yep.
Oh, why do we?
Also,
Hey,
we no
Kirk,
longer have a
thanks.
bag of holding.
Right, that is also good. Why don't we do another roll? Chris, why don't you roll any D? And let me know what you get. 18. So, as odd as this conversation is, it is a little comforting to you all that Tiamat has actually shown up and expressed interest, and you feel this strange feeling kind of settle over you all. For the next 24 hours, you're all going to be under the effects of a bless spell, as Tiamat has given you her appreciation. As opposed to if you had rolled poorly on that roll. For those who haven't caught a previous episode, whenever Libby barks, like she did, we do Fickle Fate, which you roll a D whatever. If it's odd, something unpleasant can happen. If you roll even, something good happens. Something beneficial. And so in this case, the visit from Tiamat has blessed the three of you. Even though you no longer have Lemon Blossom so all of that food gone.
Yeah, yeah, sorry everyone. But we're #blessed. Now I don't know what a hashtag is. We're seriously so blessed.
Hash browns blessed.
Hash
Well,
browns
now we're going to have
blessed.
to hunt lizards or something. Bunnies and lizards
That's right.
and forage.
So as this feeling of maybe contentment, or at least being watched over, settles over you, the night continues on, and around you the desert continues to do the stuff that deserts do at night. I don't know where I was going with that. We're gonna call it there for this week, because the next phase is probably gonna go a little longer, and this is a good stopping point. So thanks everybody
Yeah.
for watching. Why don't we do a round of outros, and while we do so, tell us about things that you have going on. Let's start with Adela.
I am Adela. I am playing Aster with these fine fellows, or these fine people, and things that I am doing. I am domestic goddessing, and I have a kids online storefront. So
Yay.
bellabekids.com. You can find me on socials, sort of, not really that way, but we'll work on that. Bellaby now would be Twitter. Anyway, but that's what I'm doing.
Nice.
Thank you.
And Mick, how about yourself?
I am Mick. I'm playing Chris the Drow Rogue. I don't really have anything going on, but you can find me at Baron_Bound_Milk on Twitter and McTastic on Twitch.
Awesome. Glad to hear that. I saw recently that you were missing doing pottery. And I'm not glad that you're missing it, but I'm glad that you're feeling maybe inspired to do something soon with it.
Yeah, that would be nice.
And last but not least, Mika, why don't you tell us about yourself and what you have coming up?
Hi, I'm Mika. I do things. Tonight on Talking XP is my Triangle Agency AP performance review.
Nice.
This is going to be, if you want to tune in to learn how to play Triangle Agency, this is not the episode for that, because this episode, it's going to be different. But you can also catch me this Saturday on Lost Caravan playing Slug Blaster at 6:30 Central, or 7 Central. Yeah. And you can also catch me on The Heart is a Dungeon, a podcast on Spotify. We're in the second season. In season 2, I am playing Lala Lemon, who is a Fey Corvid who smokes.
Perfect. Why is that? It just feels so perfect for you. I don't know why it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so real quick, is Slug Blaster a video game or a RPG?
RPG.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to look this up because I am Jeremy. You can find me here Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and other days when I do. Otherwise, you can find me on the socials at WH Pubs. This Friday, tune in for Daggerheart, The Broken Spine. We're getting close to our first story arc ending. And then on Saturday, come back for the finale of Mothership, 19 Hertz. Make sure you go over and follow us on YouTube for all of the video on demand action. And we're going to raid over the Dork Tales as we head out. Awesome. Thanks, everybody. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.